Here we are, Chasta and Baby Huey, 107.7 The Bone, backstage at Aftershock with the band we've been waiting all weekend to talk to. The Warning, everybody! Hey! Hey! We have been playing the absolute crap out of The Warning, gladly so, on The Bone.
Thank you.
Absolutely loving it. How was your set? We were just saying, I unfortunately missed it. You caught a little bit of it.
I was on a golf cart.
I was on a golf cart
to talk to Marky Ramone, and so we were driving by, and I'm like, "Oh my God, there's The Warning right now!"
That's the hard part about working back here. The good part is we get to talk to bands like The Warning. The bad part is we don't get to see it. So tell us everything.
It was very hot, but like that's Aftershock for you. Like
we had a great time, and we were here 2 years ago, and we had just released our new album Error at that time, and now we're back, and we just released our new album Keep Me Fed. So it's just like a very full circle moment of sharing our music here for another year. Yeah.
It's funny, I remember 2 years ago when you guys were here, literally everyone, you were the talk of the town. Like, no one wanted to talk. I'm serious.
No
one wanted to talk about anything else.
I'm glad this is 2 years in the making.
It is.
So we were here. I remember sitting over there. You guys were doing the rounds, and everyone was like running to talk to you. I'm like, we should be talking to them. And I don't know how it passed. And like, I've been kicking myself for these last 2 years. But when we got confirmation, here we are.
Exactly.
Better late than never.
We manifested it.
Yes, high five.
High five. It's so incredible to talk to you guys because this makes me feel very old, so we're just going to dive into it. Your rise, your rocket to success has happened really over the last 10 years. Yes. And we've been doing this for the last 10 years.
Coming to Aftershock. I've been at the station for 19 years. Covering Aftershock.
I've been in radio for 22, but covering Aftershock. And so sorry, I gotta take this off. It's so cool to see what has happened for you guys in the last 10 years. And you go back and you watch that Inner Sandman video, and what makes me laugh about it is when you think like, oh, they came like back in the old days, their video went viral, and it's like, no, it was 2014, and you guys, like, the video's not grainy. We're not talking about the 90s. It's like perfectly filmed and beautiful, and you guys were so cute. And you've grown into such gorgeous, talented women.
Thank you.
Talked to Lizzie Hale, and she was like, you make her want to play guitar better. That's literally what she said.
Yes, we talked to her yesterday, and we were like, okay, should we we'll save the question for The Warning.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, Lizzie Hale, Pay It Forward, because the old guitarist from Shinedown gave her a Gibson Y Explorer.
Yeah.
And then he said, pay it forward, give it to someone that inspires you. Come to find out, it was you.
It was me.
Tell us about
How was that moment?
Oh my God, it was insane. I almost cried on stage because at that moment, it was like in the middle of our set, and I had a guitar change, and then I was not getting a guitar change, and then Lizzie just walks out with a guitar, and I was like, you have to be kidding me. And at that point, I had not realized that was a gift for me.
Yeah.
Like, I went after the set to return it and be like, thank you so much for this opportunity. She's like, no, girl, that's for you. I was like, you're kidding.
What's wild is she said that you said the exact same words that she had said about the guitar that she received.
Oh,
she was like, oh, thank you so much for the opportunity. And there you were saying the same thing back to her. What a beautiful moment. So now it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm so
You
excited.
get to pick somebody to
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
And
You
in
gotta
a
keep
few
that going.
years, in a few more years, though, I have to, I'll be on the lookout for that person who I'm going to, continue the tradition with. Oh my God, that is so nice. I'm excited.
Is the guitar here this weekend? Did you bring it with you, or is it at home, or where do you keep it?
You know what?
Actually, in a case with a light on it.
We're heading over to Canada in a few days to tour with Hailstorm and Evanescence.
Yeah.
And I'm protecting that baby from the cold.
Yeah.
Good call.
Those
Good call.
temperature changes can be intense.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so I'm just like, nope, you're staying home where you're staying for now.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, though. So, you guys, Hailstorm, Evanescence, there's a really amazing just surgeons of, female-fronted, kick-ass rock bands.
Hell yeah.
What does that mean for you guys to be, one of the faces of that?
Yeah, it feels amazing. We're so glad that we can represent women in rock and Mexican women
Absolutely.
in rock. Yeah, we're just it's so cool that we get to be on these stages and represent our country and what we do, and we love what we do. So, doing what we love and also being a part of this amazing movement, it's just, icing on the, the cherry on top.
Yeah. I saw you guys one time talk in an interview, people were surprised to know that rock was a big deal in Mexico, and I'm like, how did they not? Mexico does rock right. Like, they know what's up. Seriously, my friend in Five Finger Death Punch was just in Mexico City playing, and he was like, holy, this is a whole nother level.
It is. I mean, we grew up with that. So when people ask us about it, it's like, is it not obvious?
Yeah.
Like, Mexico loves rock.
Yeah.
So it's very fun to be able to share how our culture sees rock and roll with the world.
Yeah.
And just like compare it and see like how people do it differently. But also inviting other people that we've met. Like, we're about to do our very big Mexico City shows.
Yeah.
It's like 20,000 tickets. Like, it's sold out.
Sold out, yeah.
And we invite like a band from over here to open for us over there.
Yeah.
And like to share our culture like that. It's just very special. Rock and roll is special.
I love that. Crossing borders as it should be. Anyway, I won't get into that. I love that.
I want to learn that culture. I've been practicing my Spanish.
He has. So he's Spanish. Although
But no, Spain. My grandpa, yeah.
Spain.
But I've been practicing the video you guys post on Instagram. Quieres, I screwed it up already.
¿Qué más?
Quieres.
Yeah.
He was walking around the radio station doing that, and I was like, "You're watching the morning again, aren't you?" And he was like, "Yes, I'm just trying to get it right."
I'm trying to get it down. 'Cause I want
love
to.
that.
Yeah.
Good way to learn
Just
through music.
keep trying. Yeah, the music. Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. Since you all started so young, I have an 8-year-old who is a drummer. I know,
Yes.
and I see your story, and it's so inspiring. But as a parent, like, you don't want to push, right? You because that could go the opposite direction. You just want to let them do their thing. So, asking from your experience, coming up, being inspired as a child, like, what would you say to him about practicing and keeping at it?
Ooh. Having fun in music is the consequence of putting in the hard work sometimes. When you are so sure of what you're doing and what you have already learned, you can really like let
go.
loose.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very, especially in the drums. I remember when I started playing, and telling your body to do something and it's not doing it is so frustrating sometimes. But we play an instrument where you can like let those frustrations out. When I would get pissed, I would just hit the drums.
Absolutely.
Like, just let it out.
Yeah.
And then just keep practicing. But have a goal, like a reachable goal, like 30 minutes every day if you can.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then try it. Like, if you miss one day, try to do an hour the other day or whatever. Just find something that works for you. But just like, if you have, this is the moment where, like, if you have those skills, you will have so much fun later on.
It's cool. He puts on his headphones and he gets his iPad out and he has his playlist. He's a big Iron Maiden fan. He'll be here tomorrow night. And he puts his headphones on and he just rages. Like, he just goes.
Yeah.
But the hard part is I'm married to a professional drummer and he's a music teacher.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to be like, don't go in there. Like, because I don't want every time he's on the kit to be a lesson.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying, it needs to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
It's a
And
balance.
to learn stuff that
yeah.
he likes, and he like, so that he gets able to like get that curiosity. For
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. I would do that too. I would play songs that I could not play on the drums.
Yeah.
And I would just play them. And then later on, I would try to get them correctly.
Yeah.
But there's something so liberating of just like listening to music you like and playing.
And then just
doing
getting
it.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play this back for him. Thank
Okay.
you. That was a selfish question.
For you guys, though, congrats on the latest album. I noticed a little bit of change style, a little bit. Can you explain how, as a band, what influence led to that? Like, how did your sound evolving, which is still great, putting on rock anthems.
Yeah.
But yeah, describe just that transition from the previous album.
Yeah. Okay.
The big change is growing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
There was no way our sound was going to stay the same. We changed, like, we grew as
were
people.
kids.
We were literal kids.
You're finding your sound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And music is about exploring and finding what you like,
Yeah.
and also about like bending what you already know you like just exploring and see how far you can push it until like it's about finding new things. And for this album, we had lived through so much. We have been touring nonstop for the past 3 years, and we had not had time to fully process anything.
Yeah.
So this album was like the opportunity for us to like.
Yeah. We got into the
Actually-
studio and everything that was on our minds just kind of like. An album.
Everything that we learned musically, we toured with
Yeah.
our idols. We toured with Muse, with Royal Blood. We toured with Guns N' Roses. You learn so much from those experiences, and when you hit the studio, new stuff is gonna come out whether you want it or not.
Sure.
And it's our responsibility as musicians to like explore it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're watching a band like Muse, because I remember the first time I saw them live, I didn't know who they were. They were like early in a festival. This is a long time ago. And I stopped in my tracks and turned around. Was like, who is that? What is that? Like,
what are they doing?
What are they doing?
Yeah.
And I'm not a
For
musician,
sure.
but I just knew how different it was and how impactful it was. When you're watching someone like that, who you love so much, are you literally taking notes? Or are you just soaking it in and it's just kind of like a tsunami of like inspiration that just waves over you?
You know, both. Yeah.
Well, we saw them so many times as well. Like we've seen them like 13, 14 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel like the first time we saw them, we were just like, what is this? Yeah. And when we saw them again and again on tour, like we already knew their set, what was gonna happen, like the order of the songs, and we learned so much from just seeing them and analyzing their shows, and they're just incredible. And as well, incredible people. They're so nice,
Yeah.
and we got to spend a lot of time with them, and they're just amazing people overall.
Was that so surreal for you?
It
So
was.
surreal.
Out of body?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I
It
It's like,
amazing.
who am I? What am I doing? What is going
What is life? How did
on?
I get here?
Exactly.
Total Wayne's World moment.
Right, yeah.
I was gonna say, can I still make that reference 30 plus years
yeah,
later? Yeah,
we're gonna.
Yes, I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Was there any other bands? Who's been like some of the cooler bands that you guys have been able to work with? I mean, you said Guns N' Roses and stuff,
Yeah.
but where are some of those bands that really been really cool to work with? And where are some other bands you would love to tour with at some point?
Yeah, let's do some manifesting.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
Sing it out
Set it
there.
in there.
I really enjoyed touring with Royal Blood.
Yes.
They're great.
Great.
And recently they played our hometown.
Yeah.
They played in the same festival we were playing, and I got to hang out with Ben the whole day.
Yeah.
Oh. And like, he's such
That's
a
what-
cool dude.
I know.
And he was like, yeah, like we're pals, we're buddies, and that's just like so weird
You
because he's
have
such
like
a big inspiration
the
to me.
same like.
We have like the same type of tattoo. Yeah.
yeah.
We're,
It's so
we're
cool.
like twins. Yeah.
Yeah.
twins.
Oh, that's immediate besties.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
And also like experiencing our first ever tour like with Hailstorm.
Yeah.
I
That was
mean, we couldn't have had a better first tour, and just like they're so welcoming and they're so like
their team as well.
their
They're-
team as well. Yeah, and we were like
incredible.
we were so new at it, and I feel like we were just like trembling little kids, and they were just so like, hey, this is how this happens, you
I
know?
love
It's just
that.
like it was just so we felt so welcome. Never
Coming from
forgetting
the
that.
angle of like a mommy here, and I don't like to focus too much on the female side of this because like I was talking to Lizzie yesterday, it's not like
Yeah.
we wake up and go, I'm a girl, like
Yes.
first, like that's
Yeah.
not how this works.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk and do it like a
Right.
girl.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Because you know you wake up in the morning and you do what you do, which
Yeah.
for you all is music.
Yes.
But it has to be noted. There are some things about the music industry. I've done radio for 22 years.
Yeah.
That you do find yourself being the only girl sometimes.
Yes.
And God bless that you have a mentor like Lizzie.
For sure.
In that
Yeah.
scope, when that does become a thing, that she's like an auntie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you're like, this is some bullshit, excuse my language. What do we do about this? You have someone like that to call on.
For
Yeah.
sure. And we had, like, even that first tour, it was the Pretty Reckless, Hailstorm, Lilith Star, and us. So it was just
complete
like,
girl power.
And now you have
For
Amy
sure.
Lee, Evanescence.
And
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
I was
it's
like,
I
it's
love
so
it.
cool.
I love it. I
It
love
was
it.
not like this not too long ago.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
we've been playing for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we've
and-
seen that change.
Like-
The
Which is,
changeover.
it's weird because we started as children.
Right.
And it was still kind of weird, but now as women and just seeing how things are now, it's very inspiring to see that things are changing and for
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we've never felt, I mean, it is very disorienting sometimes to be the only women
Yeah.
in like festivals or
Yeah.
at the venues or whatever. But thankfully, we've had like the
Company.
three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're not alone. Like
Yeah.
we have the three of us to like depend on each other and like really feel supported and like the best representation I have of women rocking on stage is my sisters because
Yeah, I
I
mean,
see them
how
do it every
beautiful
day.
is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It doesn't get better than that. I love
together.
that. I feel like a band auntie again.
So awesome.
I know. It's
like,
great.
So great to talk to you guys.
So, all right, one more question. This is kind of a heavy one. It sounds simple, but it's not. There was a movie that came out a long time ago called Almost Famous. I don't know if you're familiar or you've seen it.
It's that okay. We've seen it on tour. It's
have we?
yes.
Kate
the,
Hudson is.
the cover of it's the one with the sunglasses that we thought it was Elton John and it's not Elton John. It's the one where they sing Tiny Dancer all the time and they're in a bus
Yep.
and it's this kid who wants to
Why
be a
do I
writer.
remember that?
Because we've seen it. We've seen it.
He wants to be a writer.
Okay.
He
Your
follows the band.
homework, your homework
Yeah.
is to watch it again.
Okay, but
Okay.
I do remember.
You do remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So in the last frame of that movie, the
Yeah.
question that is asked is, what do you love about music?
Okay, yes.
Oh my God.
Take a
okay.
moment.
We've asked this question for years. Everyone takes a moment to pause, reflect, collect themselves, think of an answer. So, yeah, please.
I mean, this is probably a cliche answer, but it's literally a universal language.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't even have to have lyrics.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like
Amen to that.
the sound will transmit so many feelings that a lot of people, like, you don't even have to say anything.
I feel like
It's like
we can have two answers because like
You can have 3
Because
answers.
no,
Yes, you can.
no.
Yes,
But,
you
like,
can.
per person, because like we like music is our life. Like we work in this, but also as a listener, I feel like working. It's that we get to do it together.
Right.
Like I get to experience this with my sisters, like writing everything that it involves, but also listening to music. I feel like as a listener, feeling everything, and
Yeah.
there is a song out there for like everything.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice discovering all of that, and discovering new styles of music, and also like, as we live it, getting to discover new music and making it your own. It's always a very nice process.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great answer. For me, what I love the most about music is how empowered it makes me feel.
Yeah.
Because creating, like writing, is such a core part of who I am as a person. And for me to be able to do it as like my life's work with my family, it is something that is very special. But what you were saying about like listening, I feel like the rawest emotions when I'm listening to music. And
Sure.
to think
Yeah.
that this is not an individual experience.
Yeah.
This is something that connects every single human being. Like
It's the
everyone has
language.
that
That's
one
right.
song or like that one genre that makes you feel stuff. And it's just, I feel like it's just such a basic part of feeling and being human.
you find best
Yeah.
friends in songs.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well said. There are lyrics I appreciate more than some people.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I'm
Right.
just keeping it real. You know what I mean? Oh, people are yelling from behind the fence.
Go.
Well, I just have to say, I being your age, like thinking back, there's no way I was speaking this eloquently, and I did not have my shit together. So good on you, that you do,
Appreciate
and keep leading the charge, because here it is.
Thank
know,
you so much.
much.
And
all
thank you for
these-
playing our songs and for the
Absolutely.
support.
We'll continue to.
That's what keep us going as well. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
You're welcome.
We'll
All
do this
right.
in studio when you come to the
I
Bay
was just
Area.
gonna say that
Yes.
when you're in San Francisco,
San Francisco.
you know where to come.
Noted.
Yep.
Yes, of course.
Sure.
Yep, the Bay, baby. All right, the warning.